Big news this week dropping. We got some 11.1.7 interesting stuff. Also, some Dastardly Duos updates and a catch-up mechanic that everyone's been waiting for. Let's get straight into this. So, you know, next week, June 17th, we got the kickoff of the Legacy of Arathor quest line. Yes, that'll be something fun to go through if you're interested in some lore stuff, but probably the cooler stuff is the lore walking Cho stuff that's going to be dropping. We'll be able to play as the Lich King, as Xal'atath, and one other one. Oh, yeah. The ethereal guy, what's his name? The one who trained Illyria and shit, whatever the fuck his name is, Locust Walker, yeah. So we'll go in, we'll see all that stuff, talk about those lore stories a little bit more. Also, we'll be getting overpowered delves with your new disc belt. I'm going to talk about what the best version of the disc belt is going to be for everybody real soon here. Also, Steal Your Nerves with Dastardly Duos, that's right, and the Creator Challenge for Dastardly Duos also kicked off. Blizzard did invite me, but I decided to reject the invite as I am a man of the people who does not like to compete in tournaments that are above the people. So again, I rejected their invite. Moving on to the puzzling cartel chips. Yes, Blizzard is adding the catch-up mechanic. That's right, boys and girls. The catch-up mechanic for Dastardly, for the puzzling cartel chip is happening. If you have missed a week, maybe you forgot to turn it in, maybe you didn't play for a week, whatever it is, you will now be able to, as of this week's reset, complete multiple quests back to back to back of the cartel chip to be able to get the ones that were previously unlocked that you may have missed. So there you go. Blizzard did in fact retroactively do this. So hey, great for everybody. You can now get your puzzling cartel chip if you missed a week of gameplay. Dastardly Duos, the weekly quest a guy now gives you the awards. So previously it was confusing people as to when they can get certain awards. Why? Because this is a time-locked thing that was time-locked beyond the time lock. So, yeah, there's a bunch of, like, locked-up awards and shit, so people weren't understanding how this is working. So, Blizzard in a hotfix here, they have moved the awards to Woden, the Troll Servant, in a hotfix. Each reward listed with Woden will now show the quest that is required to obtain each reward, and the week it will become available. Along with this change, Dastardly prizes and purses will now contain 250 resonance crystals. So this is some time gating shit that people just weren't fully comprehending as to when they can get certain rewards. Well, now it'll be a little bit easier in game. You just talk to this troll, and he'll fucking tell you when things are going to be available. Now, the disc belt. This is important. For the overcharged delves, you're going to be getting your brand new disc belt, right? This is going to be best in slot for everybody once it is upgraded fully. Now, this is also time-gated. Yes, you're noticing a theme here. So you won't be able to fully upgrade your disc belt to 700 eye level for 5 weeks, unfortunately. You can upgrade once per week. It's going to take 5 weeks to fully upgrade it. It won't be really best in slot until it is fully upgraded, because right now, compared to current eye level items, if they're compared to the same item level, this belt is not best in slot. But once it surpasses the item level of all the other items that you can possibly get for your belt slot right now, then it does become your best in slot. So it'll take about 5 weeks for this to happen. But once it does, you'll get that stuff. Sam Moishi asked if you got AOTC. Of course I did. Of course I. What kind of question is that? I was born with AOTC. Starting with item level 684 and upgrading to 700 over the course of 5 weeks, you will be able to basically slot in one of these charge-ups, okay? You'll be getting these charge-ups also by collecting miniature Titan discs found in your delve run. So this is collected through overpowered delves. You'll be powering up this belt, getting all the little, discs and shit that you'll be able to collect. But which one is the best? Well, right now, looking at these for single target damage, the static charge for DPS will be giving you a 0.8% buff to your damage. Yeah, nothing huge. Nothing great here, but it is a little bit of a buff. I don't know why the hell this scrolled all the way down. For Mythic Plus, this will be a critical chain. Will be giving you a 0.7% buff here. That's the best buff that you'll be getting. Some losses there on some of these, but that's for those. Now, if we're looking specifically at overall damage, a solid example here was done with Sandlayan Unholy Decay, which is often has a global cooldown of about 0.9 seconds. And is a significant dot and pet damage. So looking at a Sandlayan, we can actually use static charge to get a 1.4% buff. Now, why is this important? Well, it turns out that static charge is actually going to be the number one choice for most, if not everybody in the game right now when this goes live. Now, of course, this is important to look at when it comes to buffs and nerfs, because Blizzard is going to change these stats on the back end. But as of right now, whether you're DPS, a healer, or a tank, It's looking like static charge is one that you're gonna want to go with in terms of your your tier list for your disc belt. So everyone's gonna want to get this one. Now I'm not exactly sure how these coins are gonna be gotten or how they're gonna be handled, because there could be some RNG involved in when you actually get this static charge one. But collecting these coins is gonna be important. Running these delves is gonna be important, not only to collect the coins but to level up your belt for 5 weeks until it is in fact level 700. Saying, did you get the token, then pay for a carry? No, I did not, okay? I got my fucking AOTC, like a man of the people with the people. Besides that, you know, your disc belt, nothing too exciting. It's another item from another patch. It's going to be your best in slot that you just level up, kind of like the Cersei Circlet. But that's all for that. One thing right here, the hidden meta of Raid, okay? We've talked a lot about the meta for dungeons, right? For Mythic Plus and everything else. But have we looked at the meta for Raid? I don't think so. So looking at the raid numbers in terms of DPS and what people are running, we can look at this chart right here. Okay, so this chart gives you, basically you can break it up into 4 quadrants here. You got yourself your top right is your highest DPS and high popularity. Your top left here would be low DPS, high popularity. So basically the people who are bringing these classes don't give a fuck if their class sucks or not. They're bringing it anyways. Beast Mastery Hunter, Balanced Druid. Kind of makes sense. And then down here, we're going to have a low popularity, low DPS classes. And then in this bottom corner, the bottom right, you will actually have high DPS, low popularity. So these are classes that are pumping, but they're not being brought enough. So if you're looking for a new class to make, maybe something out of this bottom quadrant here will be a good choice, because they're actually pumping in raid, but there aren't enough of them out there in the queues and everything. Yeah, Pally, I know Retribution is just on an island all by its fucking self at this point. I mean, half the game is fucking playing Ret Pally, and it's pumping at the same time. I've seen raids with half Ret Pallies. So I don't know what to do anymore about Pally Gang. They're just fucking everywhere. They've taken over the game. This is World of Paladins, evidently, and now it's no longer World of Warcraft. And you're just going to have to deal with the fact that half your raids are going to be Retribution Paladins. But hey, they're pumping, so it doesn't matter, I guess. So if we look at the quadrants broken up, highest DPS, highest popularity, Retribution Paladin, Havoc Demon Hunter, Marksmanship Hunter. These are your top boys, the best of the best right now. And Unholy Death Knight, of course, yeah. Also partially in this quadrant, in terms of popularity, nearly 40k parse. That's crazy. So low DPS, high popularity. These are the guys, again, these are kind of, you know, something's mentally wrong with these people. I'm not sure what's going on with them. They are refusing to accept the fact that their class is not pumping. They're bringing their boy anyways, and these guys specifically are probably going to pull the boss early. So you bring them at your own peril. But Beast Mastery Hunter and Balanced Druid, that's right, they're showing up. Balanced Druids are probably furries most likely, so they're playing the game more out of a fetish than they are for DPS purposes. So you take that with a grain of salt. Of course, they're going to continue to play their Druid. Low DPS, low popularity. Let's see these. We got Arcane Mage, Frost Mage, Demonology Warlock, Outlaw Rogue, Augmentation Evoker, Enhancement Shaman, Elemental Shaman, Feral Druid, Fire Mage, Arms Warrior. So, you know, these are the kind of, the redheaded stepchild. You know, you probably, you're playing it. It's in the raid. Maybe if you're good enough, you'll pump hard. But they're not having a good time. That's it. Pink Power, bitch, yeah. High DPS, low popularity. So, again, you're looking at making a new DPS class and you want to raid. Maybe this is one of the ones you want to go with. We got Destro Warlock, Devastation Evoker, Unholy Death Knight, Affliction Warlock, Survival Hunter, Ass Rogue, Frost DK, Windwalker Monk, Shadow Priest, Sub Titty Rogue, and Furry Warrior. That's right. So rounding out your big boys there, who are just played just a little bit less. Now, overall, of course, skill matters more than anything. Please do the damn mechanics. That is more important than anything in a raid. But it's fun to look at these charts and see how everything balances out. That is all in terms of news.